Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Pro Dota commentary done by Luminous. And today it is commentary 400. I know I skipped from 399 to 401 for quite a bit, and now we're going back to do the 400 commentary I have uploaded to YouTube. So before I get into this commentary, I just want to give a huge shout out for those of you guys that are supporting me since the beginning of the Luminous 48 days, or maybe those of you guys that came on the LuminouStudios days, or maybe you're just a recent follower that found me out by watching the Alien World Cup. Wherever you came along and started supporting me and watching my videos, I have to thank you, because without you guys, I would not be casting for 3.5 years, going close to 4 years now. I'll be broadcasting at TI3, so I'm very excited to do that, but forget about Dota 2, forget about the International. Right now, we're casting some good old Dota 1 goodness, Nortic Esports on the Sentinel side, and TS on the Scourge. And let's see how many times I could mix up Sentinel and Radiant, and then Scourge and Dire. Just for the record, Valve employers watching be down. I love Radiant, or sorry, I love Sentinel and Scourge a lot more than Radiant and Dire. I just felt like it had a little bit more of a flair. That's just me, alright? So, for those of you guys that have never really seen a Dota 1 replay, you're in for a real treat. Back then, things are not exactly kind of as well calculated as we see in the Dota 2 Pro. So you're going to see a lot more mistakes, but those mistakes are going to be very, very entertaining. Also, for those of you guys who are not too familiar with the, the system of, broadcasting or viewing in game, the system back in Dota 1 is pretty ass, especially if there's no actual observer in the game, which we don't have one right now. So things like CS is absolutely very difficult to check. You can't see things like I don't know, items and stash, for example. You can't see definitely goal difference. So I particularly enjoy casting Dota 1 for a lot of the reasons. One of the reasons is actually not being able to know exactly where we are in the game. I feel like a lot of the newer casters rely on a crutch. Oh, let's look at the goal difference. We have a 2,000 goal lead. That means Radiant's leading. Now, back in the days, we do it old school way. We have to go by the feel, if you will. So we feel Nordic Esports leading. We feel TS is leading. So we're going to be saying a lot of that in this broadcast today. Also, I have to say that because this replay is exactly 2 years and some odd weeks old, I have to say I do not remember how the metagame truly was back in 2 years. So the broadcast today is going to be featuring a lot more particularly on things like shoutcasting. I know shoutcasting is, in my particular commentary style, is a little bit weak, and going to TI3, gotta stamp out the weakness a little bit, right? So I'm going to try to provide you the best analysis I can based on what I remember, but at the same time, this is going to be a little bit more shoutcast-oriented commentary. So let's quickly look at some of the players. I recognize some of them, but not every one of them. Calculus, Link, these two players, of course, are on the original Quantic that took second place in defense number 1. Balsam, which is the captain of Nordic Esports, I believe, unless I'm not sure why he's not picking today. Kragix, I'm not sure who that is. Ace is Plastic, I don't know who that is. We have Kev on the Scourge, Leaf KK, Mitya, Boom Shakalaka, and Alex is going to be the players. So some names I'm not too familiar with. So hopefully those of you guys that are a little bit more familiar with old school Dota 1 would know a little bit more about this than I do. But let's talk about Doombringer, as he is the first pick by the Sentinel. So Doombringer, you know, his skills didn't really change. I mean, Devour Gold got a little bit adjusted, the cooldowns got changed around, but the heroes, for the most part, it's the same. But he used to be really a big powerhouse back in the Dota 1 days for a couple of reasons. Back in Dota 1, it's very, very common for teams to select like one carry and maybe 1.5 carry. I say half a carry, I guess your solo mid could be considered as a semi-carry of sorts. Most teams just have like a Spectre or a Anti-Mage or a Morphling, and you can see that how those heroes, once they get doomed, they're pretty easy to bring down team fight, and then you kill them, and that's the game, right? That's a team fight, that's a Rax push, that's the game. So that's why Doombringer used to be really powerful, because it shuts down enemy teams' carry, and generally back then teams selected like 1 or 2 carries. Secondly, the support heroes that are selected back then are really nuke-based supports. For example, if you see on Scourge right now, it's Lich, it's Venomancer, and when you have a very tanky, strength-based initiator that could regen a lot of HP, and you know, sometimes just doom on one of these supports and kill them, that's generally the carry that you want to have. Like, he's hard to gank, he's hard to kill, he has a lot of HP, he's in the center of team fight, you have to run from him. And the supports can't really do that much because they're spell-based casting supports. Compared to supports that now we see in the current, you know, professional Dota 2 game, we see a lot more pushing-oriented supports. We see supports that are helpful in terms of preventing your teammates from dying, like your Disruptor, not well, Disruptor as well is Shadow Demon's Disruption spell. So back then the support pool is a little bit more, I guess, single dimensional in a sense, so that's why Doombringer was also pretty good back then. But we'll talk about Doom a little bit later, as let's look through the rest of the draft. We have Doombringer selected, Crystal Maiden, Windrunner, Nature's Prophet, and then we have, or Furion, as we could finally say that because this is a Dota 1 broadcast, and then we have Night Stalker. Meanwhile, on the Scourge side, we have Lich, Weaver, Venomancer, Anti-Mage, and whatever they pick up next. I guess they need a solo mid question mark. I'm thinking that Lich is going to be the off lane, and then you have Venomancer AM top, Weaver off lane, or Weaver mid. So they either need a mid or off lane. I'm not exactly sure what this particular draft is about. Meanwhile, for the Sentinel, it's actually really confusing as well. I guess you have Doom on the 1 row with the Crystal Maiden backing him up, and then you have Night Stalker mid, Nature's Prophet in the jungle, and Windrunner top. These are some pretty funky ass lanes, and that's kind of what I mean about back in the Dota 1 days. You could kind of pick some of a weirder lineup or weirder heroes and run with it, right? Like, back then Dota wasn't really as figured out as it is today, so you could run some funky ass lanes, you could do some crazy strategies, and more often than not they do work. But looks like the last pick is going to be Vengeful Spirit. I miss these old school models. I miss you, Venomancer. I miss you, Hydralisk. Alright, so we do have Nature's Prophet, or Furion. Just Prophet, not Nature's Prophet. Just teleporting straight up to level 1 up top. And he's going to be dropping 2 Observer Wards. And it looks like another one here as well. So these are some kind of high investment early on for ward dropping. And then looks like we won't have a Night Stalker solo mid. Night Stalker started with a Ring of Protection. So it seems like he is going to be on the safe lane. Doombringer, he's got a Stout Shield as well. Nobody's saving for Quick Bottle, so that's the interesting to talk about here. But I imagine Doombringer is going to be going mid. Generally, if you're going to go mid, you don't start with a Ring of Protection, because the +2 armor is not really what you need. And if you start with a Ring of Protection, generally you're upgrading to a Ring of Basilius, which you could pick up on the side shop. Let's quickly look at on the other side. It's going to be Anti-Mage lane up mid with the support of Venomancer. So this is strange to say the least, right? You're going to have a carry. We're probably going to see the rotation from Crystal Maiden, because I don't think Doombringer could handle a Venomancer AM lane. So once the Crystal Maiden is going to rotate to mid, we're going to see dual lane versus dual lane mid. And obviously we're going to Windrunner up top against himself, a Weaver and a Vengeful Spirit. I think 1v1 straight up, I think Weaver already beats Windrunner. If you have a Vengeful Spirit coming into stun a couple more times, then I think the Windrunner is going to have a very tough time. And last but not least, we're going to see Lich, who doesn't have Dark Ritual skilled up just yet. Dark Ritual, if he skilled it up, he could... No, he already ate. Oh, no, he didn't eat any creep. No, he did. I'm just going blind. There's only 3 creeps here, right? Okay, there's only 3 creeps there. Okay. I was like, alright, he already sacrificed our Dark Ritual, one of those creeps. So he'll be fine. So, you know, we haven't seen Lich on the long lane for quite a bit in Dota 2, but what you do is you keep eating these creeps until the creep wave goes back to you. But, you know, Dota 2 says F that, and we don't really see pooling quite a bit back in Dota 1, but we will see it this game, as you see that Nature's Prophet, because he has selected Teleport as his first skill, he can't even jungle right now, so he has to pull and get his way to level 2 before doing so. Back in Dota 1, pulling was a lot more difficult, a lot more skill testing as well, because if your creeps loses sight on these creeps, on these neutral creeps, they just run along the lane, they won't keep going back, but Dota 2 has made it a little bit easier. So back in the mid lane, it is going to be dual mid versus dual mid as expected. Both carries going to be farming very passively, but if I do expect an early game kill, it's probably going to be on the side of Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage with Mana Break does do some decent damage in the beginning, so he will be able to, perhaps if they land a Gale on Crystal Maiden, for example, maybe go for a kill on it. But I think that both teams going to be very passive. You can see that these guys are last hitting, but we're not going to see any Go popping up. We're not going to see any Deny popping up. Well, JK, Denies will show. And Go will show for only the Doombringer, because he is the selected player here. If we want to see how, I guess, AM is CSing, we could do this. But let's just keep it at Doom, because Doom's cool, right? I could double tap on Doom here. Back on the top lane here, it looks like we are already pressuring the tower a little bit. In Dota 2, you will never see this, right? You'll never see the Creequilibrium being unleashed so easily. There's no Sentry Ward for these guys to de-ward as well. Man, watching an old school game like this really gives me a historical nostalgia, kind of remind of how we were back once upon a time in terms of Dota professional metagame versus now, right? Now is everything is really different. Crystal Maiden with the Invis and 2 spells back up here. Vengeful Spirit is making the gank. Looks like we might even see a kill attempt. No, maybe not here, as Doombringer does have the stop shield, so he should be okay. Anti-Mage blinking around, making sure that he's getting every last hit and deny. Pretty good. Nice Devour Gold being gained over there. Let's see how we're doing on the bot lane as well. The creep equilibrium is lost as Lich is now enjoying quite a bit of XP on the bot lane. And Night Stalker can't really do too much there either. So we're going to see probably a very, very passive game. I think Doombringer definitely looking for level 6. Night Stalker is looking for nighttime. And Scourge, they just want to farm, right? Anti-Mage, Weaver, dual carry mode, decent against the Doombringer. They just want to farm. And, you know, for those of you guys who are saying, hey man, isn't this supposed to be an epic game? Luminous, I expect you to cast something truly epic for your 400th commentary. Don't worry, I've casted this game before, and I have a sort of idea how this game goes. And let me tell you, it is epic. It is really, really epic. Top lane here, looks like we do have a little bit of harassment going on back and forth. And keep in mind that we cannot actually check CS, so it's very hard for us to be like, oh, how are we doing it? Let's look back here. It looks like Anti-Mage being bitten, being forced back out. He's going to salve and be okay. Yeah, it's hard for me to be like, oh, let's see how we're doing in terms of CS, and look how the lane's going. The only CS that we check again, we could see is the Doom CS. And he's only got 3 CS in like, you know, 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, which is not too good. Or 13 CS, excuse me. Furion's now starting to jungle up a little bit. I imagine we're going to see something like a Midas build. Although back in the days, the Prophet wasn't really a commonly selected hero like how he is today, right? Now we see a Prophet every game. Back then, Prophet wasn't really even a hero because nobody did really value his ganking potential as much as they did. Looks like these two actually smoked in the river, and they're going to go for a kill on Lucifer. No stun just yet. There is a stun down to about half HP. That's a kill. And that's a 50% slow. Anti-Mage is going to try to blink in for the last hit. Blink in, looking for the CL. Oh, nice first blood by Leaf KK selected. Also, I'm not sure if you guys watch on the minimap, but these two smoked right here. This is probably the worst spot you could smoke because generally wards are here, wards are here, wards are here to scope things out. But luckily for them, there was no ward scoping Doom out. Doom, by the way, is going to be going for boot speed, so we don't see a Midas rush or anything like that. And we're going to go back to the mid lane. Back to the mid lane we go. Crystal Maiden's going to enjoy herself a little bit of EXP. Furion's going to be jungling and farming as well. Again, I expect Furion to be going for a Hand of Midas and probably Shadow Blade. I think back in this period in time, there was a player called Asuna, which if you watch Sword Art Online, I believe it is the same Asuna in terms of spelling. But he popularized in a kind of I guess he was originally the granddaddy of the split pushing Furion. He would just get Midas, Shadow Blade, and just go all over the place, pushing down towers, getting kills here and there. Kind of a really flashy playstyle, because back then nobody did really something like that. You can say Anti-Mage is playing really aggressively, going forward, even burning a little bit of mana. I thought he was just big on burning mana, because Doombringer has a very small mana pool, and you could definitely burn it away. Back in the top, it looks like the wind run is going to be a little bit trouble worse than Magic Missile. They do wait out on the wind run, and a couple more high hits going to do it. There's a right click. Nice power shot. She knows she's going to be dead, so might as well do a little bit extra damage before dying against the Weaver, so that maybe when he comes back later, he may be able to get a kill on Weaver. But a Magic Missile, a Swarm, and a couple of Sakuchi attacks was able to do it. So far so good here for Scourge, right? Getting a first split on their Anti-Mage, and then Weaver now getting a kill on top. That's all you want out of your early game laning stage, making sure that your carries are doing quite well, and they definitely are. Again, can't really check on the CS, so just can't really judge on terms of like hero movement and positioning like that. We could check on the levels. Oh, look at this next level technology that we have. Weaver, level 6 up top, and looks like Crystal Maiden in a little bit trouble. 2 mana breaks, and Shuri's down to a lot of HP. The Gale's gonna hit on Lucifer. Lucifer is getting his getting his HP drained by the poison and whatnot. No deny attempt. Crystal Maiden perhaps could have died the deny, but Anti-Mage was not able to pick up the kills. Boom shakalaka. That picked up the kill after a couple more right clicks. Very nicely done. Even passes the tango to the good friend Anti-Mage here, and he's going to be fine with that Ring of Health. So, yeah, Scourge is doing quite well in this early game, and I question about Sentinel, because Weaver, Anti-Mage, definitely very, very strong, powerful late game heroes. They have, you know, really good mid game support in the form of Venomancer or Lich in terms of damage output, and of course, Vengeful Spirit is a really good late game support with her aura and swap as well. So I really kind of worry about Sentinel. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to recover. Their mid-game is really strong. Crystal Maiden, superb mid-game support. Furion, Doom, Windrunner, these are some of the game's best mid-game heroes. And of course, Night Stalker, one of the best in business in terms of mid-game domination. It is Nightfall now for about first minute or so. He's got to starting to set up a couple kills. He's looking for a place to teleport. I think the bot lane is going to be the easiest. He probably could even solo kill the Lich, especially if Prophet TP's in and give him a couple of right clicks. Let's see if he's going to be doing that. Oh, Lich does not sense the Doom coming. When I say Doom, I'm being Night Stalker. For now, he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. Now, this Vengeful Spirit has actually been very effective. No matter where he's been going, he's been setting up kills. He's got a kill in the river for the first blood. Got got 2 kills on the mid lane, and then got a kill up top as well. So doing a very good job. Looks like teleport's going to happen up top, and Lich is going to try to TP out. Very nicely done. So if you open up with your Nightmare or with your Nuke, that is the only thing that can cancel a TP. We're going to attack in the top lane here. Shackle Shot, that's not going to latch. And a couple of Sakuchi and Gemini attack, they're going to get the kill for sure. Yep, Magic Missile. Boom Shakalaka says, man, Weaver, you're taking way too long of a time. I'm going to just get the kill for you. But, no, to be honest, Boom Shakalaka rotating very well, roaming very well, and picking up kills wherever he goes. Back in the mid lane here, looks like we do have a low level death for Ras. And I think Anti-Mage should not allow Doombringer to get that high in terms of mana. And look at this Anti-Mage. Vanguard first. Yeah, Vanguard phase was the old school build for Anti-Mage. And the idea basically was play him as somebody that just dive in the middle of a team fight and start focusing on supports. Nova goes off here on the Night Stalker, and here comes Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage early game with the Vanguard, quite surprisingly tanky. He blinks forward, and well, can't really chase down Night Stalker at nighttime. But though, you know how Weaver sometimes played in the current metagame where he just jumps in and start killing people, killing the backline supports? That's how you play the old school Anti-Mage build. You blink in with Vanguard and Phase, and you just go to work on these like Crystal Maiden. You go to work on the Initiator's Prophet, because they can't really stop you. You're damn tanky with Blink and Mana Shield and things like that. And it's really important to pick up the Vanguard against Doom. So really, really nicely done. So Weaver's doing really well, although he's not. It doesn't seem like he's farming well. He's got himself a Ring of Health. We gotta check the old school way as well. Do we have a Doom going off? We do have a Doom going off, but it looks like they don't have enough stuns. And now Crystal Maiden under the tower focus. She's gonna go down for sure. One more hit. Vengeful Spirit though, with the boots of speed, was able to pick up the kill. So your first Doom against Anti-Mage didn't do a damn thing. Vengeful Spirit with TP Scroll now rotating back in. Now getting some kill. I think they weren't that coordinated as well. No, Nature's Prophet just hit level 6. Back up top, looks like the Weaver was forced to time lapse. Yeah, the only way to check out people's gold right now is to actually go into his portrait and see, hey, he's got 1,200 gold. Yeah, it really sucks not having Observer. When you have Observer, you could click this arrow, and then he gives this like huge tab window, which allows you to check on everybody's gold and check on everybody's items and everything else. But for now, there's nothing. Night Stalker zoning the Lich out, but he's not really getting anything done. So that's kind of the sad thing. Windrunner up top is dying multiple times, and Weaver is going to be going for, what is he going for? Hood first, alright. Hood first used to be a very popular build on Weaver, because the idea was, if you don't nuke me down and kill me, hey, I'm going to just time lapse attack. Against a Doombringer though, that's a little bit dangerous, because, well, Hood does help you survive against Doombringer's Doom, but at the same time, Doom prevents you to time lapse, so they could just burst you down. It's okay. I think he's going to go into Vitality Booster next, just a naked Vitality Booster, and just makes himself a little bit tankier. It is an okay build. I personally prefer the Vitality Booster a little bit more, but yeah, it's still good. It gives you a lot of good lane regen, which he definitely needs right now. Looks like we do have a ward being pinged out. Not too sure what that's about. Night Stalker is still... We have like 5 minutes going into nighttime, but we still haven't actually got a kill. Crystal Maiden can't really get a kill up top. I think Crystal Maiden is also leveling up Nova. I'll talk about that in just a bit. Look at him in the middle here. Anti-Mage is going to blink up the hill. Where was the silence? No silence whatsoever. The Wrath of Nature comes in. Not going to do too much. Back on the top lane here, looks like Weaver even zoning out the Windrunner. Crystal Maiden, not too sure about her skill build selection. I guess I could check by, clicking on the log. It doesn't even say what Crystal... Yeah. Old school Dota, guys. Old school Dota. It doesn't seem like she's actually leveling up Frostbite, which is definitely a mistake. Against Weaver, against Anti-Mage, you gotta keep those heroes in place. It's really one of the better stuns against Anti-Mage, but doesn't have it. And now, really finding difficult in terms of setting up some kills. Is she leveling up Aura? She's actually leveling up Aura. Looks like we do have the bite being used. Oh, the magic missile is gonna hit. The Gale Sub wasn't even necessary. They're gonna get killed for sure. Shackle Shot is gonna hit though, and Windrunner because of that probably gonna survive. As I say that, maybe we have a swap. No swap. So the old school Crystal Maiden build is you go for the heavy ultra support. You just go for 1 in both your spells, and then you max Aura by 7. And then people just realize, wait, Crystal Maiden actually nukes pretty hard. So let's maybe actually level up Aura skills and then just leave Aura at 1. And of course it helps that Ice Frog is definitely leveling out that, making that Aura a little bit more effective for herself in the recent patches. So this is definitely a relic of the past in terms of Crystal Maiden build, and hopefully we don't see that build nowadays anymore. It's actually a fairly bad build. Swap going on the mid lane here. We're going to see a Magic Missile, and the Mana Burn commences. So we're going to see a Mana Void. Mana Void not going to do enough damage. Blink forward, a couple more hit clicks, and they are going to get the kill. Oh man, he was going to get the Vanguard delivered. And let me tell you, Vanguard damage block was going to make a big difference in that engagement. Maybe he would have survived the first blink for the Anti-Mage and just basically walked and regen his way out of there. Wrath of Nature goes off. Not really getting too many kills. Also, I do want to say that Wrath of Nature has been used every time it came off cooldown, which is kind of nice in terms of helping you farm, but the level 1 Wrath of Nature actually doesn't help you farm too much. And to be honest, it's a very valuable nuke that, for example, you could drop it on the Lich right now and get a kill on him simply with the help of a Crystal Maiden if you teleport in. But Crystal Maiden can't take a fight against a Lich, considering that all of her nukes are level 1, so well, she's just kind of in lane getting a little bit of EXP. And Windrunner, he's gonna get himself a hood, I guess. The old Windrunner build, they actually play her as a utility. You get a hood on her, you get a pipe on her, and then you get a mech on her. A combination of both sometimes. And then, you know, she's kind of your mid-game shackle shot, that kind of thing. But, yeah, it's kind of a slow farming game. Let's quickly check out how we're doing in terms of Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage's got Treads and Vanguard, so he's definitely very, very tanky. Could be your frontline fighting force already, so let's see if he's going to be doing that, or is he going to be content to farm. Battle Fury on Anti-Mage used to be like a joke. People thought it was a really bad build because it's like, oh, it doesn't really give you enough HP. Vanguard back in the Dota 1 days used to be all the rage. Back in the top, looks like we probably had a very beautiful Shackle hit, and that was the Weaver kill. Mid lane though, looks like tier 1 tower is going to be going down. Magina is going to draw out a glyph here on the tier 1, and they are going to bring it down. Nowadays, you don't see those pointless glyphs anymore. When you're glyphing, you're making a couple of defense. And make sure, oh, Doombringer's going to go there, and that should be the kill, unless we're going to get a deny here. Boom Shakalaka just runs in against 3, and the teleport with the Anti-Mage, enough to zone them out. Wrath of Nature, and the Lich is going to go down. Nobody's going to go for the deny just yet. Looks like Bowsum's going to secure the kill there. Kill ensured. I mean, I really don't think they needed it, because Doom was able to pick him up. Meanwhile, Doom back in here. They're going to go for a kill on the Vengeful Spirit. They are going to get the kill. Bite goes off against Venomancer, and no more Gale. Gale misses big time. And the second Nightfall, a lot more effective here for Bowsum as he picks up a double kill. And even thinking about harassing Anti-Mage off the lane. But Anti-Mage says, I got Vanguard. I got 12 on my stick. I'm okay for now. Back on the top lane here, Windrunner doing a very good job here getting the tower last hit. So, you know, all of a sudden, Sentinel right back here in terms of making recover. This game is completely even so far. It looks like we're going to see a Midas into Dagon build. And this is definitely as soon as you could get. Midas into Dagon and just going all over the map and sniping people. And you think that this guy's nukes hard with level def and, you know, Night Stalker Void. Keep in mind that there's going to be Wrath of Nature and Dagon coming from any point in the map. And that's going to be glorious to watch. Glorious to watch. Arcane Boot is up on the Venomancer. We do have Lich buying a mech, already finishing a mech, 16 minute mech, very, very good job. So we have a smoke usage, they want to pick up a kill here, baiting the, oh, they're going to try to get in position, swap goes on, Nova, Magic Missile, Tear, the right click's going to commence, even a Gale on the face, and Bowsum is going to go down here. So just to say that he was doing a very good job getting some kills, feeds a kill to Leaf, well, feed is a strong word, but he got ganked by 3 or 4, and well, nothing you can do too much about that one. Leaf is level 11 on Anti-Mage. Dare I say he's the highest level person in the game? He definitely is. Wooner doing okay up top in terms of level, keeping up. But, you know, Anti-Mage being high level is not where you want the game to be either. Up top, though, Shackle Shot not going to latch her. Doom is going to drop on the Weaver, and yeah, he's really dead. I like these Wrath of Natures, using it to help the allies get the kills, and that one did a little bit of job on the bot lane as well, weakening that creep wave. Well, Lich says, no. Gonna mech everybody back up, and here we go. they're gonna be okay. Also, we haven't seen Lich too much, so one of the things that I want to really mention is that Frost Armor is really good in general. I feel like Frost Armor is one of the more underrated spells in the game. And to be honest, if you look at what he's up against, Frost Armor against a Night Stalker, against a Doombringer, these physical right clickers, it's gonna do a ton of work. And well, let's see how much work is he gonna do. I mean, it's really gonna start to be impactful once he gets up to like level, you know, 13, 14-ish. Once he maxes it, he's gonna be really strong. Use that Vengeful Spirit, walking in, trying to get that swap off, not gonna work so far. And they're really pushing down a ton of tower despite having Anti-Mage and Weaver. And that's the beauty going for an early game Vanguard. You can be a frontline tank, you can be a frontline DPS dealer. Yasha already up as well. There's the swap on Bowsem, but the Dagon goes on, boom shakalaka, and he's just straight up dead. Meanwhile, Bowsem is going to be on the run. The Chain Frost's going to come through. That's going to be one more kill. Any lucky bounces on Furion. Furion's going to try to TB out. There's a Mana Void, and Kev picks up yet another kill. And I have to repeat, it is your Anti-Mage with the Vanguard and Yasha leading the push. They're actually threatening for Raxes at this point. I don't think they'll get the Rax, but they're definitely going to do enough damage to start bringing and making that next push, that eventual push, a lot easier. And my goodness, if I'm Sentinel, I'll be really scared right now. These creeps gonna spawn, and well, they're gonna get just nuked down. Venomancer Ward starting to be dropped as well. Here comes the big bad Doom, but really can't do too much about it. Level dev, not even scratching this Venomancer, and they're just focusing on this tower. Crystal Maiden running forward. Bite, Gale's gonna hit, and now Kragix very low. Anti-Mage blinks it, gonna get one more kill. The Stomp's gonna go off from the Doombringer, but he also have to run. The mech goes off. Wrath of Nature comes through. Are they really gonna make this chase? Here comes the Windrunner. If he lands a good Shackle, well, she's nowhere even near that Shackle place. Back on the top lane here, looks like we do see that Vitality and Hood build. So a very common build back in the day. Probably want to see a, well, if he wants even more HP, he could pick up Treads and leave him on Strength Treads, and that would be pretty good. I think he might just go for something like Radiance, because he's definitely not really joining the team in terms of fighting. He's helping out, or he's not really helping out like this Anti-Mage is. So if he's farming for a big late game item, Radiance is probably one of the best in doing so. Here comes a Fear attempt. Gale's gonna miss, and Night Stalker is gonna run right back out. See that back in the jungle. Oh, these are just two Lich illusions. I was gonna say there's a Lich that's being very aggressive in the jungle. Not so. Yeah, I think really the Sentinels in trouble. They were able to pick up a couple kills on the bot lane with the Night Stalker, but they're not doing enough to stop this Weaver, and Weaver is just free farming away. Checking the Weaver go, he's sitting about 1,000 gold in right now. If he's rushing for a Relic, very far off, but he doesn't have any pressure. His supports are doing a great job. Anti-Mage is doing an exceptional job in terms of, you know, pushing down towers. They are up in terms of, what, 3 towers? No, they're up 1 tower as they take down 3, and the enemy team has taken down 2. It looks like these guys are looking to take down at least a tier 1 tower up mid as well. You see that Vengeful Spirit just threatening to... Oh, the backstab coming in from Doom as well as Windrunner and the Crystal Maiden. They're going to get 1 kill on the Lich. You got to kill him first because his Chain Frost is really a big deal. Really good dive. They're going to get a 2nd kill as well. And let's see if they can transition into a tower push. They do have the Treants starting to tank up, and they are going to get this particular tower. Really good dive. I didn't even see it on the minimap. Perhaps they smoked or something. But I could tell you that Scourge definitely didn't see it coming as well. And Sentinel gets a tower kill. Are they even thinking about Roshan? I'm not sure whether they can, but they're walking right in there. No questions asked. Making some Treants. Yep. And is this... Wow, this is an early level of Focus Fire, but I guess he's level 13, so it makes sense for him to pick it up at this point. And right now, massive things are going on here from Scourge, saying, hey guys, they're rushing, but what can you do about it? Venomancer is going to be dropping a couple wards. Let's see if he do a little bit of sniping action here. Crystal Maiden is going to run into Venomancer. Huge ultimate being dropped. That's going to hit on everybody. But just a couple of nukes here from the Sentinel on the low ground. They're going to get the kill. And blinking on the Anti-Mage. He's going to get the Aegis. My god, what plays? Popped the Mantis out, and now he's going to be shredding everybody apart. Nice time here from the Doombringer, but he does not care. He being the Anti-Mage, he gets 1 kill. This Bugs is warming on everybody right now. The minus armor is intense. 5.6 minus armor. Is Anti-Mage chasing for a little bit more? No, that's it. But he's got the Aegis on him, so what a snatch of the Aegis. Aegis. And Anti-Mage definitely, it doesn't matter if you lost a mid-tier 1 tower. It doesn't matter if you lose like a couple of heroes here and there. If you get an Aegis steal and you get a kill on the enemy hero, I'm not sure whether he even killed the Doom, kill the Roshan, but it doesn't matter. Leave KK. Keep in mind that he also got the first blood. He's doing exceptional in this game. And my question is gotta be, what is he getting next? I think Butterfly is gonna be really, really good in this game. If he wants Basher, he has enough HP to support that build. Well, maybe getting another HP item isn't particularly too bad. If he wants to feel ultra defensive, he could get like a Vlad or a Heart, but I really don't think he needs to feel that way because he's got the Aegis for now. And keep in mind that Aegis lasts 10 minutes. Back in these versions, it recently only lasts 6 minutes. Looks like he is scoped out by this particular observe board. For those of you guys only play Dota 2 and in this particular hill, you will recognize that there is a tree here that it was not available back in Dota 2. And this particular tree has caused so many support players grief. You have to ward behind this particular tree, because if you ward before this tree, especially if you're on the Sentinel, this tree blocks the vision of this particular part of the jungle. So always when you're warding here on this particular area, ward behind a tree instead of in front of it. Just a little bit of warding lessons here for those of you guys that still perhaps play Dota 1. Weaver 1600 gold. Has picked up the boots of speed. Not sure if he's going to be upgrading it into a tread. Not too sure where the team is. I know they're smoked up somewhere on the map. They're on the top lane looking for a kill. But Vengeful Spirit perhaps in bigger trouble. He's trying to run away from everybody, and no way he's going to run away from these guys. Where the hell's Lich? Are they smoked up somewhere? Lich? Alright, they're smoked up. Yeah, if you smoke, you just disappear off the mini-map. I'm not exactly sure why Venge was up top. Was he getting ganked? I guess so. But his early game, where he plays so well ganking everywhere, can't really give away those random kills, especially to a team like Night Stalker or Doombringer. If you give them kills, they could just kind of propel themselves into very strong mid-game items. Venomancer, what, is he rune checking? No, he's just putting a Plague Ward down, making sure that he does see a couple of sites. I have no idea whose observer this is. Man, old school Dota 1, guys. Old school Dota 1 broadcasting. Wrath of Nature is going to slow down this push here. Speaking of Nature's Prophet, he's got himself a Dagon 1. Let's see if he's going to be upgrading it. Generally, when you're upgrading your Dagon, the gold that you spent for it versus the damage you get out of it is not really that good. So generally, it's not a good idea to upgrade it, but Nature's Prophet or Prophet is one of those heroes that you can get away with it because he has so much gold. Nova's going to try to slow down this push a little bit. No trends being made just yet, and that Frost Armor, you can see that's starting to be a very annoying thing for these guys to deal with. Night Stalker scoping everybody out. He's got himself a Vanguard and a Cloak as well. I think Lich or Venomancer is the hero that you want to start on. It looks like they have slowed him down. Power Shot's going to see through, and they're going to silence him, the Venomancer as well, but they really can't get the kill. Another Void. Blink. Oh, Shackle Shot's not going to hit, and the ultimate's going to get dropped off. So is the Gale, but sure, you're going to kill the Venomancer, but he's dropped every single spell back on the back line here. Anti-Mage thinking about jumping in, but nothing happening just yet. Also, TP being forced out here. No TP just yet. They're going to focus on the Lich. Lich drops his mech. Where's your ultimate? No ultimate. Drop that ult. No ult here. Wrath of Nature is going to get one kill. Looks like Luminous is very low, but not low enough to get brought down. Shackle Shot as well as Doom concentrating on that Weaver. That's yet another kill. These guys, not too sure why they're not backing him as 5, or whether they're not sure they're taking a fight or they're backing off. I mean, that was a really bad fight for the Scourge to take, considering that Vengeful Spirit wasn't there. So they're fighting 5v4 in front of the enemy tier 3 tower. That's never a good thing. Also, when Night Stalker ran in like that, the rest of the team just said, hey, Venomancer, good luck. You know, see ya. Can't really help ya. But they didn't even do that. They decided to stay the ground and fight and lost 2 more heroes as a result, which is definitely unfortunate. Alright, let's quickly check how we're doing in terms of items here. Lincoln Sphere being purchased on Windrunner, so really respecting the swap. Really respecting the fact that there is these kind of single target initiation. And there's a mech finish on her as well. So the team fights are going to get a lot better on Sentinel. Night Stalker, I imagine is going to tank up. I like to see him go Axe Scepter after this, because great tanking item that helps you to find stray kills in the jungle and whatnot. And of course, Doombringer is going to go straight armor item. So I think Shiva's Guard is a really good choice. And Assault Curious is always a very good choice. And I'm very curious to see how our Prophet's doing, because he's the one that he's got himself a Shadow Blade, a Lothar's Edge. Keep in mind that Lothar's Edge back in the day is a little bit different from the one we have these days. The attack speed is still there, the damage is still there, but the components a little bit different. Unless this is the new Shadow Blade. Or Lothar's. I haven't seen him buy the parts. I guess he perhaps just bought the entire thing by himself. But time to check a little bit on the Scourge in terms of items. Threats being picked up on Lich. Vengeful Spirit just bracers. Anti-Mage hasn't actually got anything for the past couple minutes. We have Weaver. I guess he's just straight saving for Relic now, 2200. So yeah, definitely saving for the Relic. So yeah, this is going to be a fairly slow game. I mean, Scourge definitely don't want to fight. If they do see free pickoffs, they will just swap him out and get those kills. But, you know, they're a team that has better late. Weaver, Anti-Mage, these are some of the best late game hero. Although, Anti-Mage doesn't actually have Battle Fairy, so... well... not sure how well you could go in the late game without, you know, leading in terms of by like 1 billion gold. But we'll see how it goes.
Our forces are under attack.
Sorry about that, taking a little bit of a water break. It is quite a long replay, as you guys see on the YouTube timer bar. And again, I really love these kind of slow early game farming, and then it develops into like a kind of powerful late game finish. Because a power shot's gonna slow down. The smoke of the sea is gonna get scouted out by that power shot, or it should, because that spell definitely give you sight. Not the best idea to smoke right then and there. They are disappear off the map, but I guess they're just 5-man running up top. Maybe they realize that smoke is gone as well. Weaver's still farming away. Aegis is going to get claimed back by 3 minutes. Normally team says, alright, let's make a push now. But don't think AM cares. AM says, alright, Aegis reclaim in 3 minutes. 3-minute free farm, because I know I won't be dying anytime soon. Anti-Mage farm check. He's got himself 2,600 gold. Basher, again, is a very, very good choice. Definitely has enough attack speed and tank to make it work. That's generally the kind of the limiting factor of Basher. If you don't have enough attack speed, if you don't have enough damage, and really if you don't have enough kind of HP to stand in the front line to keep bashing people away, that's not an item you should get. But, you know, Anti-Mage has really met all of those two criteria. Start working on that tier 3 tower, or tier 1 tower up top. But here comes the backstab. If they land a good shackle, Night Stalker's going to come in. Power Shot's going to see the shackle shot's going to hit on too. My god! And the Doom goes on top on the Lich. That's the person you do want to go on, but they really can't do too much just yet. Shiva's Guard's going to get picked up. The Sprout goes on a couple of guys. Not too sure which one is real inside. Anti-Mage is real inside. They actually just can't get anybody. Anti-Mage says, dude, I'll just 1v3, 1v4. The Stomp goes on. The Weaver's right there. Weaver, no silence just yet. The Swarm's going to hit on everybody, but they just couldn't get a kill. And Anti-Mage in the front line, despite being landed on a 2-man shackle, the Doom goes off, and they just can't find the kill. I was just gonna say, Lich is the target. You do want the Doom, because he's got, ooh, Blinks back in here from the Anti-Mage. He's playing so damn aggressive. Can they get that swap off? That's the question here. Oh, he's so close with a swap. He's so close. Where's the swap? No, just a magic missile going on Lucifer. Lucifer down to about a quarter. Swap finally goes back, even destroys his Chain Frost. Not too sure if that's the best swap or even a necessary swap, but they're going to get a kill on Doom, and they're going to get some towers. Though Vengeful, really in big trouble of power shot from the Windrunner. Ace is plastic. Well, definitely send Venge back into the plastic bin, if you will. That's one kill. Up top, though, they are going to get a tier 1 tower. Still fighting going on. What? These guys are just not too sure why they're retreating. He's got the Aegis, trying to use that Aegis. That's why he's playing so aggressive. Aegis will get used, but they have got a tier 1 tower up top for that exchange. Did you see how sick that death animation is for Anti-Mage? Yeah. The, I think in ladder he's called the Superman. At least that's his joke name, because he is actually very insane in ladder, the ladder hero. What was his name? Demon Hunter? Yeah, Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter has one of the sickest death animations, because when he dies, he stabs himself with his blades. Like, no, you can't kill me. I will suicide. An honorable death. That's some Japanese shit. Back in the, oh, they're gonna TP right in. Shackle Shot's gonna hit on AM. Tower's really low. Where's the Stomp? No Stomp just yet. Didn't Doom have Swamp? Anti-Mage is gonna get the kill on the tower. Still no Doom. I think that's on cooldown. No, there is a Doom on the Anti-Mage. Now is the best time to actually get a kill, and Venomancer is gonna run straight in. Says, suicide me, take me instead. No, they want, oh, Shackle Shot. Ace is plastic. Is that light of heaven? I'm not too sure, because he's landing some beautiful one. The Stomp getting dodged here by the Mantis out, but he's silenced up. Can he make that TP out? No, he can't. Ace is plastic, not only landing those 6 shackles, still got the kill, but I gotta commend Leaf KK for making some sick attempt, jukes attempt plays, but really not enough to get himself out of there. Shiva's Guard really making this Doom really, really tanky as well. Massive pain going on, not too sure what that was about. And looks like we had a pick-off kill here on the top lane. Shadow Blade or Lothar Edge as well as Dagon is going to help you find those pickoffs, especially in conjunction with the Wrath of Nature. Sorry for missing that one on the screen. But, you know, actually Sentinel may be okay. You know how I'm like flip-flopping back and forth? Oh, Sentinel is doing okay now. Scourge is doing okay now. Sentinel in trouble. Scourge is trouble. And that's actually a common theme of a lot of Dota 1 replays, especially in the Western teams, because there's just a lot less polish. People will die past towers for mistakes. People would not be as coordinated. And as a result, you see big comebacks all the time. The old MYM team, Meet Your Maker, one of the most notorious team for comebacks, because they generally, their early game is not that good, but they're definitely a lot more experienced than most other teams out there, and teams just make, or MYM just makes less mistake than their opponents, and then they'll just come back quite a bit. So this game is definitely giving me nostalgias of that, because both teams kind of diving past towers, making random mistakes here and there. Roshan is back up here. Nobody's working on him just yet. And it looks like we have a Demon Edge coming out here from Anti-Mage. So crits, perhaps a possibility, considering the fact that he does have Illusion to benefit from the crits. Although, if you go crits, you probably go Crystallis first. So I think he's going for MKB. There's really no evasion to speak of on the Sentinel side, aside from the Windrunner. So I guess that's okay. Personally, in his case, I much prefer the Butterfly. Yes, Butterfly evasion is going to get doomed away. I think at least that's the case. But at the same time, you know, you can't count on yourself being doomed every single team fight. Sometimes they're going to doom the Weaver. Sometimes they're going to doom your Lich, like in that last team fight, or the Venomancer. So speaking of the Venomancer, he's got himself a hood, so he's doing quite well. Venture Spirit's got that Drums. Keep in mind that Drums is in balance. Drums didn't get nerfed all the time, and Weaver got himself a boot and then straight into a relic, so he's going to be doing fine as well. Anti-Mage is going to have his MKB finish in about 700 gold, so entirety of Scourge doing really well in terms of item progression. Meanwhile, Night Stalker's got himself a hood, which is not helping him do more damage. There is a Scythe of Ice up. That is going to do a ton of work. Doombringer, Shivas, so he's not really going to do a ton of damage either. Crystal Maiden jokes in terms of damage output. And last but not least, we have a Furion, who is doing decent damage, but only against a single target. So right now, if a team fight breaks out, I'm going to favor a team that has a Venomancer ult, that has a Lich ult, and to be honest, a lot more effective items for those team fights. Things like drums and everything else. Anti-Mage still farming away. Not exactly too sure what he is going to be going for. Level 17 though, let's quickly check how we're doing in terms of level. The lowest level is your supports. Crystal Maiden, your Venture Spirit, as well as your Venomancer. And both teams really kind of afraid in terms of where they could farm. Looks like we have a pipe finish. There you go. Pipe finish here on the Night Stalker. That's going to help out quite a bit against Chain Frost and Venomancer, because those ultimates definitely pack a big punch. Anti-Mage says, ancient time. No ancient stacking back in the days either. People, it just did not occur to them that, hey, I could stack these ancient camps just as the same way that I could stack these neutral camps. In fact, really rarely people stack neutrals back then as well, so just the evolution of Dota, if you will. Weaver back in the mid lane, still farming away. This is a fairly slow game here. Both teams not really looking to push. Normally I'd be like, oh man, Scourge got a Bella late game, so they could push, but at the same time, if Scourge is like half wanted to carry Doom and die in a team fight, it's basically 5e, because Doom is still going to be doing some sick right clicks, as well as having things like Shiva's Guard and casting multiple spells. So my eyes right now is going to be on Prophet. So with the Hex pickup, he is going to be looking for solo kills basically everywhere he goes. D-Ward is happening right now, but looks like they're going to look for the swap. There is a swap on the Crystal Maiden, and Crystal Maiden is deader than dead. I thought they should have gone for the Night Stalker. Night Stalker is sure he had a hood or pipe. I'm not too even sure whether he used it there, but I think it's a little bit more important to go for a kill on him. When he was Midasing that, it gave me a mental flashback. Back in the days, this is actually like a quote-unquote exploit or bug in Dota, and I think it got patched out. But if you use Hand of Midas, like, you saw the projectile there, right? It threw like a gold coin dinger at the creep, and then the creep died. But it used to be that if you kill the creep when your gold dinger is flying in the air with your own spells, like a Dagon or something like that, then you'll earn double the gold. So you'll earn the gold that Midas gives you, and you'll earn the gold for actually killing the creep. So for a while there, I've been trying to do that quite a bit. But anyways, double damage back up on Anti-Mage, and they're looking to siege this tier 2 tower. And this is going to be the last remaining tower that Sentinel's got. But, you know, let's see if they can defend it. Man, Style's going to pop the Mai out, and I have no idea who's the real one. Alright, this guy's the real one. This guy? This guy? This guy? No? This guy's the real one. And if it took me that long to find that the real Anti-Mage, hopefully Sentinel's going to have a little bit better time. Prophet says, man, can't really do too much. Let's split push. I say that, but he definitely can do quite a bit. He's got Hex, he's got Dagon, Shadow Blade. But right now, tier 3 under a huge amount of siege. Venomancer is starting to drop those wards. Swap goes in against Doom, and Doom is going to be dead for sure. Venomancer drops the ultimate right now, and the Chain Frost bouncing left and right, but the pipe goes off, and really no damage actually taken, and Dagon goes off. Nice Sprout on the ground. That's going to cut off the chasing path of the Sentinel team. Tier 3 tower, or tier 2 towers got destroyed here on the bot lane. Anti-Mage dropping that Manta, now focusing on the tower. Tower low. No, they're going to focus on AM. Shackle Shot's going to hit on the Weaver. Silence goes off, and against AM, but the Mana Void is going to get the kill. Buyback comes in from the Doom. They really got to defend the tower. There is the Aegis going to be used on the AM, and I think AM should be fine. Can he blink back out? No! He gets bitten by the Crystal Maiden. The Stomp goes off from the Doom. He cancels blink for whatever reason and gets silenced as well. My goodness, he's got the blink, but he canceled it for that split moment, and he just got focused. And now the Vengeful Spirit going to die for sure to the Night Stalker as well. This guy gets Hex, and he is also dead. Oh, Anti-Mage dying there in a split-second mistake will cost him quite a bit, because the tower will be complete even after the Sentinel gets a tier 2 mid, and I think exactly that's what they're going for. Are they going to start going for some Braxis? At least Prophet's definitely thinking about it. He's still got that Dagon number 1, but with Shadow Blade as well as Hex, he's just so mobile, so good at doing split push and then split pickoffs. Where's the tree being summoned? No trees being summoned just yet. And the entire Sentinel says, man, let's run straight for the Brax. Maybe we don't have the better late game against the Weaver, against the Anti-Mage, but we definitely could win some team fight right now and then go for some damage on the structure. But if they, well, as they have gone for that one, they did not get the tier 2 as a result. So that's a little bit of a sad thing. Prophet's already back in his own jungle and farming way. He's got 3,300 gold here. I wonder what he's going to be going for. Upgrading that Dagon, always my favorite choice. Going for Shotgun, Ethereal Blade, not too bad either. If you want to start going for DPS items, Yasha, Desolator, all of these are really good. Did he just... What was that about? That creep just chased all the way out here. From here to walk all the way out here, that's some Olympic stuff going on. That's a long walk. So you can see that once the pipe goes off, these supports are actually doing nothing. And that just really extends to the point that I talked about during the pick ban phase. Doombringers, you know, he's naturally tanky, so those ultimates aren't doing too much. But they did kill that Doom once. They swapped him in, and they just immediately burst him down. And to be honest, that's a decent hero to burst down because of Shiva's Guard and all that stuff being very annoying. But you can see that the effectiveness, or at least in the damage output of these supports, are starting to wane. Wrath of Nature goes up on the top lane. Are they trying to set up a gank? That's the question here. No, nothing just yet. I gotta find out where the hell these guys are at. Weaver, Vengeful Spirit, Anti-Mage smoked up on the bot lane. They were looking for Night Stalker. Couldn't find him. Again, if you get a kill on the Night Stalker, preventing him popping that pipe, that's gonna be big. I think that ward actually has allowed women to realize, hey, there are people next to us. Sentinel, they smoked up? No. 3 in base, 1 top, 1 bot. And now Radiance is up on the Weaver, so he can start really concentrating on HP at him. Like, if he wants to get MKB, he can. BKB's good as well in this game. I probably would just go hard because he's at that Vitality booster already, but, you know, at the same time, I'm not sure how Scourge could lose this game. I mean, I guess the propensity of throw is always there, but let me put it this way. If Scourge plays well, how can Sentinel win? I mean, AM, Weaver, really late game carry. Asuna is nowhere near where he could start carrying. He's still sitting in that Dagon level 1. I guess the support on the Scourge doesn't really mean at all once he goes late. So Venomancer, Lich, they just don't do anything. Like, what is it going to do? A 50% Gale? That's so annoying for them to deal against, but... Boom Shakalaka farming away on the mid lane. Not really getting too much accomplished. Both teams just kind of back and forth, slowing it down. Taking a nap even almost. Is there a couple of you guys taking a nap out there? Shame on you. Don't take naps. This game gonna be pretty exciting. I'll say if I haven't told you. say it's pretty exciting, and we have nothing but farming going on. Looks like Nortic Esports thinking about one big push down the mid lane. Let's see how much they could get done in this push. It is nighttime. Night Stalker, that pipe again, proving to be a very, very good item investment. Though we're not going to see that pipe in action just yet, as Doombringer as well as the Windrunner, or Keeper of Light. Keeper of Light? Nature's Prophet going back here, getting some farm. Doom is going to be going for AC, so he's going straight up armor, which is okay on Doom, but sometimes you do have to worry about your actual damage output. And I do worry about damage output against Weaver and Anti-Mage, two heroes that really don't care if you're a little bit tankier. Inverse rune's gonna get picked up. There is a gem on Shindozari Silkwood. What a name. What a name. Oh, is he walking straight into Central War? They do see the Windrunner. She pops her Windrun, but now perhaps a Vengeful Spirit and a little bit of trouble. Chain Frost as well as a Radiant just killing these guys. Well, that's that one kill. Roshan's gonna be basically there. Unfortunately, Roshan has not spawned just yet. Wait, I think they just killed the Roshan, right? Windrunner there, I think Scourge should definitely make a big push down the mid lane. I don't think they'll get the Rex just yet because there's some decent AoE, but the tower's actually very low, so they're gonna definitely take the tier 3, maybe get some good damage on the Rex, or even take an Anti-Mage, of course, with this build, and hella items on the ground. Sorry guys, if you guys could not notice, I had to pause my replay and like go AFK for 6 hours and take care of some real life business, so now this is like a disjointed half cast, but don't worry, the game's not even close to being done yet. Wrath of Nature's gonna slow down the push, but here comes the pipe, here comes the Manta Illusions, and they're gonna work straight on the tier 3 tower. Be careful of that swap though, I think it's almost cooling down. And I think the person you want to initiate on is probably Nature's Prophet. He does a lot of burst damage. You don't want to go on Doom. You don't want to go on Night Stalker. They're very tanky. And they do swap into Nature's Prophet immediately. And he just gets bursted out so easily. They're going to try to focus on the Venge. And Venge is quite low. Venge still low. Venge still alive at this point. Somehow, not being focused. They're going to go on the Lich instead. Now they're going to focus on the Venge. But Venge is already out of a really poor focus fire coming out from the Sentinel team. Now they're going to go on Anti-Mage. Silence up. Dagon, bitten. He's trying to blink away. Nova blinks back out. Where's the blink? No blink. He actually wants to want to fight. So we do have a buyback from the Doombringer. That's, I think, the second buyback of the game. Hex goes on Magina. What a Shackle shot! My goodness, these Shackles are absolutely glorious to see. And now they're going to focus on the Venomancer, I think. The Stomp's going to miss from the Doombringer as well. There's that Frost Armor, and I do believe these guys should be disengaged. Magina and Lucian still chasing people around. They do want this Venomancer. Venomancer, well, I don't think he'll be making back home by running back there. Yeah. He's trying. He's at the pipe. He's popping the pipes. Can he TP? Gale's gonna hit on 2. Shiva's gonna force him to the left side here. Still juking. Still running. He's just baiting. He's wasting so much time coming out from these guys, making sure that his Lich, making sure that his Weaver could make it back home safely. So his death was sort of not in vain, you know. Also, that was a very good push. They got a melee Rax. They got a tier 3 towers. They forced out buyback from Doombringer. And all things look good, right? All things look good. Doombringer going for Assault Chaos, which is a decent late game choice, although I am somewhat worried about his damage output, because right now he's actually, you know, he's tanking, but he's not really that tanky. Like, if they want to kill him, they kill him. Did Anti-Mage buy back as well? I'm not sure whether he made it back out alive. Very, very hectic team fight. In any case, looks like we do have a teleport up top, but they do, was that a bait? No, they do want him dead. A 3-man gang, global power. Where are you running, Bowsum? Bowsum, there's a silence. Mantisau was used, and this is the reason why you don't use Mantisau to farm, because I mean, I guess you could use Mantis out of the farm, and it does somewhat make sense, especially when he does not have a battle fear. You don't push nearly as fast, but against a silence from Void, you definitely want to save your Manta, and the time that he didn't, he got punished for it. But a really good rotation and gank up top. I can't check whether buyback's on cooldown, so I have no idea whether he bought back, but right now seems like Scourge in a little bit of trouble now. Tier 3 tower on the top lane, maybe under siege. I really don't think Sentinel could really push it in, because Venomancer wards is going to get set up, or it should be set up. Why is there no Venom ward just yet? There you go. And then Frost Armor should be cancelled. They should have enough AoE to lacer it, and it's just a Christmas parade of items. And that's kind of the bug you get when you fast forward replay just from the beginning, which is what I did to catch back up to 44 minutes of time. Here comes Swarm, just trying to slow everything down, doing a very good job. Weaver gotta be careful. In tier 3 tower, actually the Rax might be in trouble as well. Night Stalker just running in. He's not gonna die, or will he? He's actually taking a ton of damage. A Magic Wand's back up, pops up high just for himself, and there's a Doom on Weaver. They're not really gonna get him, or will they? They hex him up, they bitten him up. Nice defensive swap, but I'm not really sure whether he's making it back home. A second hex goes on, he's sheeped, and he is gonna go down. Whether there's a buyback, we'll have to wait and see. Woodman is quite low here, looking for that Shackle shot, and he is gonna go down. Venomancer gets bitten up and sprouted up as well. And he is also dead. Crystal Maiden's low. Crystal Maiden is still alive. One more hit. The Venomancer is trying to focus him down. Crystal Maiden, my goodness, gonna TP back out. Another Radiant's gonna kill him. Anti-Mage is back, and so is Weaver. And that should be enough to drive everybody back out. They're chasing the Night Stalker, and they do have vision and a minus armor on him because of these swarms. Anti-Mage blinks into the trees. Oh my goodness, AM. And I don't think we're actually going to get him right now. It is Night Stalker at nighttime. But as I say that, the Weaver's still giving a long chase. Night Stalker thinking about going back in. Not sure what do you want to do about that. I do believe the Nature's Prophet player wants to TP back in for a couple kills. Speaking of Nature's Prophet, he is TL, right? Yeah, there you go. Link. Link's been playing pretty good this game. I think I call him Asuna a couple times throughout this game because he's definitely going for the Asuna build. But now MKB being picked up, so that preempts Anti-Mage as kind of the ultimate agility late game item, the butterfly, so the evasion is not going to be that effective, but the Ace definitely will be. Question is, who do you give it to? I think you give it to the Weaver. I actually think he needs it more than Anti-Mage, and it seems like Mia agrees with me as well, and he will be picking up. Oh no, they have Aegis and Cheese, so Aegis goes to Anti-Mage, and now Cheese goes on to the Weaver. Which I guess is okay. It doesn't really matter who has the Aegis, who has the Cheese. Well, maybe it does matter a little bit, because I was going to say, you know, if somebody gets Doom, you're not going to use that Cheese anyways. And generally, I don't think the Doom is going to Doom the person that has the Aegis. That's generally not a good way to spend your Doom. So it shouldn't actually matter, but we'll see whether it actually does or not. So we are 48 minutes in the game with 1 Rax down on the Sentinel side, but that particular 1 Rax to me doesn't mean much of anything because you have a Prophet, and Prophet will just split push all of the map. We'll be able to defend against, you know, these big creeps quite easily, and we are late enough the game where the heroes start to do enough damage to really handle against bigger creeps. The Sentinel doesn't have as much AoE. They have Nova and Frost, Nova and Power Shot, excuse me. But from aside from that, it's just pretty much right clicks. Looks like we have a Basher build coming from Night Stalker, and just on the role that he's playing, kind of in your face in the front line, attacking, silencing, disrupting team fights. That's probably one of the best items you can get. Like, he's already very tanky. You can actually go for a BKB, but 15 minutes in, BKBs are not that good, considering that these guys are mostly physical damage. It's going to be blocking the Lich, it's going to be blocking the Venomancer and the Mana Break damage, but you're not blocking the physical damage coming out from Weaver as well as the Anti-Mage. Tier 3 in the mid lane here, and it looks like Skur says, we'll just give it up, which don't think that's ever a good choice. But yeah, they are going to give up tier 2, and they say, you know what, we give up a tier 2, but we're going to go for the Rax. Meanwhile, back on the bot lane here, you can see that Prophet is also getting a push. So that's 2 tier 2 towers, and they're going to be back in time to defend against this. So I think really Scourge making, I don't want to say mistakes, but that's the enforced error. They could just wait a little bit more. Drums, oh, they're going to swap out the Nature's Prophet, and where's the focus fire? Magic Missile is going to go on him as well, and Chain Frost bouncing left and right. The Shackle Shot is going to hit on 2 people. Sam goes on. Where's the Doom? No Doom just yet. Crystal Man Ultimate on the background doing a ton of damage, and really a ton of slow, but they just don't have enough damage. Actually, that was a fully channeled Crystal Maiden Ultimate. It looks like we have a Prophet buyback. They're now going to focus on Anti-Mage is sheeped up, silence a second sheep on him, and he is basically dead. The Frost Armor not going to be, but he does have the Aegis, so it's not going to be enough. And now Doom walks forward. Doom does not have buyback anymore. He gets focused down. Wait, did he just buyback really early ago? Was buyback not added in this patch? It's 6.72C, so I'm pretty sure it was. I don't really know, but Doom is right back. Manta style trying to get the dodge. No, it wasn't Manta. It was the Anti-Mage Manta as blinks back in and gets yet another kill. Anti-Mage down to about half HP, but the only way they can really kill him is when you have a double scythe. That's going to be a second lane of Rax, I think, and Weaver is trying to focus on the Rax, but now there is a silence on the Night Stalker. Night Stalker is going to get burst down by a Mana Void. A little bit overkill on the Mana Void, and he won't have it for, let's say, Women or whatever else, but Frostbite, and a Hex goes on Magina. What a hackle shot! It goes from the right side, the shot goes to the left, and they do actually get the Anti-Mage. Vengeful Spear is actually very low as well, and if you lose the Venge, you lose a ton of aura, attack speed aura, it's damage aura, and nice defensive swap here on the Vengeful Spear. It will survive for a couple more seconds. Glyph goes out here, and Weaver trying his best to get that Rax. Come on, Weaver, get that Gemini attack. They are gonna get the Rax. Another shackle shot onto 2 men. Who are you? Aces Plastic? Are you Chuan? Are you Light of Heaven? Are you Ye Feng? Because these shackles are absolutely amazing amazing shackles, but despite everything, melee racks goes down. They did get a lot of things done though. They killed the Anti-Mage. They killed him again a second time. I guess the cheese will be passed back on the AM. So despite of that, I'm not too sure whether it's a paired victory, because sure, you killed the carries you know, once or twice, but it's a two core lineup. So the Weaver is still alive, so he's definitely going to be doing a ton of carry. Somebody just smoked up and I have no idea where they are. Can we click on you? No, he's just okay, jungling. But yeah, you killed the carries. Yeah, sure, you remove his Aegis. That's nice and all, but at the same time, you're down 2 racks, which I still don't think it's that big of an issue, considering the fact that there is a Furion, you can split push and all that stuff. It just means that the final push on the bot lane is going to be a lot harder. Oh, the backdoor attempt coming out from Link, and he is trying to make some work. Well, let's see if it's going to be working. The backdoor protection is coming back up, and where the hell are the TP score? Everybody, swap goes on right now, but oh, they're going to focus on Venge. Venge gets hexed, and here comes the swarm. I think Venge is going to be dead for sure right now. Pop your drums, my friend. No drums get pop, and now the Ruby Assassin gets Doom. Gets a bash as well. Blinks back in from the Anti-Mage, just trying to get some work done, but the Weaver definitely dead. Or is he? No, he's actually going to walk back out fine here. Anti-Mage doing a very good job zoning everybody out. Mono Void goes off here. They cannot kill the one more last tick. Yes, they are going to get the kill here with the tower shot. Very nicely done. No more backdoor attempt. Tower is going to be back to full HP. I'm not exactly sure why he... Oh, bash, bash, bash. MKB bash doing some work. Can you cleave? No, no cleave. I was going to say, can you cleave off this troll berserker and get some cleave skills? That would be really sick. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of StarCraft Brood Wars Day. When you have that big Protoss unit, it's like a slug that shoots out scarabs. I don't know what they're called, but I think a lot of you guys would know, right? And then you have invisible, like, DTs in your base, Dark Templars. So what you would do is, like, force attack those slug guys onto your own guys and use a splash damage to kill. That was always the sickest thing I looked for in StarCraft Brood Wars Day. The days of Korean being the master race is no more. It's no more. They're still pretty good at StarCraft 2, but not nearly as dominant as they were before. But back in this game, as they are going to be looking to get the last racks, and we do have one person dead for. We do have the Night Stalker dead for about 18 seconds. Anti-Mage should be enough. Anti-Mage, he's just absolutely tanking the front line here. Shackle shot. That's going to be another 2-man shackle shot here. The pipe goes off, and the Manta comes out as well, and they're going to just look at the Screed Wave just working on that racks. And I really don't think that Sentinel can defend this. The melee racks really in big trouble. But here comes the Doombringer using the Scourge Earth, just getting a little bit of HP, just allow him to tank on the front line. He does not have the AC done just yet. And it seems like with the Night Stalker back, Scourge having a little bit of difficulty pushing in. They don't have the what you can call it anymore. They don't have the pipe, so maybe you should just slow down, wait for it. Also, Vengeful Spirit wasn't there in the team fight. That was a little bit of a mistake. They gotta wait for the Venge. That's all of the, well, not all of the damage, a big part of the damage. Keep in mind that the aura is a big deal, the minus armor is a big deal, and the swap, more importantly, is a huge deal. Shackle Shot not gonna latch, one of the few one that latching. They do silence out on the Venomancer, so he cannot drop the ultimate. Magina blinks in, but he gets doomed, he gets silenced, he's gonna be dead for sure, and Anti-Mage just flat out dies. Chain Frost bouncing left and right, Venomancer dropping the ultimate, but these spell ultimates are not really doing too much of anything right now. Prophet's gonna be right-clicking, they're gonna focusing on Boom Shakalaka, he's quite low, he's gonna be Magic Wanding back up, Magic Missile for 1 kill, still alive, juking for the best of him, he's gonna be, no, the power shot clings through. Another buyback coming up from Doom. Where the hell gets he all of his go? He is gonna be okay, and now the Weaver is gonna be trying to get the last racks, but there's no Doom now, so you can basically ignore him, or can you? Level Depth comes out, the Hex goes on as well. If you're the Weaver, you gotta focus on the Link. The Stomp comes out here against the Weaver, but no, he's still okay. The Lich gonna die. He's gonna try chase him for a little bit more kill. No, he goes back out, thinks better of it, and Doombringer, is he looking for the chase? Really? Picks up the gem. Picks up the gem. He's got the face. He's got Scourge Earth, but really they don't have a Hex available. They do. I mean, they don't have him in range. So that was a very, very good defense coming out from Sentinel. And Sentinel, I call the first two defenses like pure victory. Sure, you got a couple kills, but you still lost of racks. But that one was pretty clean. I think that was a fairly bad fight. Anti-Mage is overestimating his survivability. Blinks in the middle of 5, gets Doom immediately, and then gets focused. Also, Vengeful Spirit should be swapping to initiate. They cannot allow Anti-Mage to get Doom and that be the initiation, right? You gotta swap out the Prophet, swap out... I think Prophet's the best choice, because he is by far the squishiest hero, and you could kind of do enough damage to kill him. You can't swap out Doom at this point in the game. He's just simply too dank. And the Night Stalker is a similar story, so... I think the Vengeful Spirit been playing beautifully so far. He's got to be the MVP for the team. Yeah, Weaver and Anti-Mage, we know what they're gonna do. They're gonna be your staple kind of right clicker. But to me, the Vengeful Spirit is the X factor. You know, depending on how long he survived in these team fights, that's also gonna be big. Look towards him to actually try to pick up a what you call it? Oh, they popped the drums. I'm not sure what it does. The misclick. Oh no, they did. You want the Windrunner, and it's gonna get magic. So that's gotta be a shackle shot. That's gonna latch again. And maybe I called it too soon. Can we get a gale off? The hex goes on as well. But oh, the pops a mech. He's still surviving. The mono voice gonna be for the kill. Roshan, not too sure when he's spawning, but that's a critical kill. And I'm not sure whether Windrunner has buyback. Let's quickly. No, he does. Did he just buyback? He just bought back. Now normally I would say these kind of buyback is not too good, considering the fact that, you know, there is a possibility that the Scourge might not be pushing in. But right now, if you lost 2 lanes of racks, it is very important to get your equilibrium back out. So when you buy back, and so far she's not doing anything with the buyback, like she's not pushing mid or top because her teammates are already doing that. So maybe the buyback was a little bit overzealous and maybe a little bit too rushed. Also, if you look at her build, she opened up with a Perseverance and then into an Ultimate Orb, and I thought it was the Lincoln Sphere. But let's not forget the fact that you can disassemble your Perseverance and get a Hex instead, and that's exactly what she did. So she has a ton of HP regen now, and maybe she even will end up getting a heart. But looks like tier 3 really in trouble right now. Where the hell are the teleport scores coming out from the Scourge team? They just don't have TP on any of these heroes. I mean, Lich has one, but he's not really defending. So Weaver finally comes back in these fights. They lost about 1,200 damage on their tower for no good reason. So I gotta say, Scourge, they're not really out of the woods just yet. I think Sentinel is still a very winnable game. Sure, they are down 2 racks, but like I said, a fifth time now. You can actually defend these split creeps. It's not that big of a deal. Roshan is back up here, and they're thinking about it. Vengeful Spirit is going to be pushing the wave a little bit. Of course, Venomancer is pretty good for Roshan fights, considering that he can give his allies a ton of vision. And what she will be doing, well, not by dropping those into the pit. And there is going to be a second cheese in this game now. I think Anti-Mage, if I could click on him, he is going to have 1 cheese. He does have 1 cheese. He drops on the ground. He wants the Aegis. He's definitely the primary focus for the rest of the team. So, Weaver, there's magic. There's so much items on the ground. Somebody should pick it up and sell them. Whoever drops them. And I can't really tell who's. Does not belong to Weaver, I guess. Top lane here looks like we do have a little bit of backdoor attempt, and the swap goes on against Doom, but I don't. Well, the Manta illusions here of the Anti-Mage and even the BKB, so that's gotta definitely be enough. I think the BKB is a little bit preemptive. So that is his 10-second BKB charge, or down to 8 seconds now. So I don't think the BKB was absolutely necessary, but maybe he wanted to kill. Who knows? And this is one of the tankiest Anti-Mage pill I've ever seen. But I think eventually he's got to sell this Vanguard or use the Aegis and then go for a heart. Or maybe even Butterfly. Sure, there's MKBs and there's Hexes, which both go through Butterfly. There's actually 2 MKB and 2 Hexes, both on the Windrunner and Nature's Prophet. But I just feel that you still got to get it. It's one of the best, damaging and survivability item. And, you're not always Hex. You're only Hex 95% of the time, which he definitely is, right? Everybody's just reserving every Hex for him. And they really started need to killing this guy too. Do they have detections? The big question. Let's quickly check out how we're doing in terms of item. There's a gem on Venomancer, but they need another one. Or they need a sentry or a dust on somebody else. Vengeful Spirit, it's got an Axe Scepter, and that's, man, Axe Scepter Vengeful Spirit, probably the coolest Axe Scepter upgrade, or at least one of my favorite, considering the fact that their swap is 10 seconds, and you get to go crazy in these team fights. But right now, Scourge just finding a little bit difficult moving out their base. And you can see that even with the power of, 2 lanes of melee racks being taken, they just can push, because Prophet, Furion, OP. Now, back then, I would be screaming my head off, like, oh, this Prophet playing so damn well. And to be honest, for his time, he is playing so well, because split pushing Prophet wasn't really that big back in the days. It's a lot more popular now with split push and all that stuff. Back in the day, it's mostly team fights. It's mostly ganks. You had like 2 kind of strategies, and split pushing wasn't really a big part of it. And you can see that this particular build is Forerunner and very well ahead of its time, I suppose. Well, for Scourge, I think they're definitely, they definitely need to push bot to end the game. But all of their base towers are pretty much exposed. I mean, this tower is alive with 500 HP, but it's might as well be dead. Like, Prophet's gonna sneeze on it with Strians, and they're most likely dead. Venomancer pushing by himself, gotta be careful. He's got a gem on him. He's just pushing by himself. The smoke isn't going to be used. Oh, he's thinking about using the swap. Is there detection? That's the question. No detection just yet. Nova goes on. They do hex. Oh, Venomancer is going to be so dead. Shackle shot from the range? Oh my god, are you kidding me? They're going to focus. Runs back out, runs back out. We're going to see a defensive swap. No swap just yet. Where's the team? They still have the swap range. Not going to go for it. Not going to go for it. There's a gem on the ground. Centaur gets stumped, and they will pick it back up. So without Venomancer alive, these guys are still thinking about a push. Not really sure whether... I mean, Venomancer is not exactly a big part of their damage output. It is some AoE damage. It kind of works very nicely with the Swarm, with the Radiance, with the Frost Nova, and all that stuff. Or Chain Frost. But they're saying, hey, we don't need Veno. We got AM with Aegis. Let's just make that push. We also have Butcher Travel coming back up. So if he has buyback, and we'll check whether he has buyback. Oh, on that dot, they're going to focus on the Windrunner. Windrunner pops the Windrunner. She's still okay. No, he pops the Hex and still. No, Monovoid's going to take him back out. But everybody else is so low. Anti-Mage gets Doom up, gets sprouted up as well. But meanwhile, where is the focus? Weaver, what are you doing? Weaver just running back and forth. He's focusing on Bowsem. I don't think that's the target that you want to work on. Get these buildings, get these racks as they. Oh, Windrunner has a buyback here. And there's going to be a Scythe. They are going to get the Weaver. Can he pop off the cheese? Left from Maj. No left from Maj. They don't get the kill. Anti-Mage in the middle here. Anti-Mage gets bitten up. Slow. He can't blink. His age is going to get used as well. And Scourge is just not making these pushes happening. Jesse Anti-Mage. Oh, can he blink back out? He does. But there's... Oh, the no... Shackle. My god, these shackles are amazing. The Hex now comes on to Magina. Magina getting bash. And he's also done. Back on the top here, we do see, I think the Venomancer already died. The Lich is going to be dead for sure. The Lich uses cheese very primitively. Another Shackle hits under with a Sprout. And that's a team wipe. On the bot lane here, they're trying to get some backdoor. Anti-Mage buys back, Butcher Travel back in. It looks like we have Weaver buying back, Butcher Travel back in either. But the Glyph comes out, and that's it. That's the push. And suddenly you have all the buybacks being expended. All the buyback goals being expended, I guess. And Anti-Mage not... Is buyback in this patch at all? Isn't there a cooldown? Because if Windrunner just bought back in these teamfights, unless time is just going by a lot quicker than I imagine, it feels like nobody has buyback on cooldown, and I have no clue. I have no clue what's going on in this game right now. Anti-Mage, I think he's really hit his prime and really passed it. I think at this point he really needs to start focusing on a Butterfly or a Heart, because his tanking is just not enough. Now, if you're saying does he need to do enough more damage, I think if they take the last sets of racks, like if he just basically tank and suicide for those racks, then they should be able to finish the game. Because once you get mega creeps, generally teams don't come back from mega creeps. It's hard to say. I've definitely seen it happen in the past. I've casted games where teams have came back from mega creeps, but teams win mega creeps if they play smart enough, and that's a big if. If you play smart enough, you should not lose. Because it's freaking mega creeps. Each creep is at 1200 HP. They do like 100 damage per pop. They're like heroes. Every creep is a hero in the lane. Like, imagine if you could even deal against that. It looks like they're gonna try something again against Doombringer. Doombringer, you're by yourself for way too long. Anti-Mage comes back in. He blinks forward, picks up an item, and the bashes. BKB gets popped again. The BKB that's activated a little bit too early. Blink forward, getting some bash going on. This guy's moving very quickly, but the magic missile from Boom Shakalaka, so good on those kill insurers, and kills occurred. There you go. They're gonna get that job done. And looks like we're gonna see a push attempt on the bot lane once again. But you know, Sentinel says, forget that. We're gonna go get your Roxas. And is there any TP? There's 2 Butcher Travel up. Venomancer does have a TP, and so does Venge. And they got a TP now. Like, they can't actually screw around here. Mantis out gets picked up here on Link, and he is doing a ton of deeps. Here comes the AM. They're focusing on a tower, and they're just looking for anybody to swap. Not gonna find it just yet. Good defense, good teleportation back, and again, you're starting to see the issue here for the Scourge team. They just can't push out the base, and even when they do push into the base, they're not really winning those team fights decisively. Vengeful Spirit, again, really needs a Ghost Scepter to initiate basically YOLO mode, with his Ghost being able to keep himself alive. I mean, there is a ton of physical damage, so I think that's a good item. Anti-Mage though, yeah, he is going to be going for a Heart. I think eventually once he finishes the Heart, you could sell your Vanguard, and picks up a Butterfly, but that's very, very far off right now because he's not really gaining too much gold. So I really like what they're doing with the Butcher Travel. They're basically pushing mid and top simultaneously. Well, why are you blinking back? Not too sure. But they definitely could be pushing those lanes simultaneously and then use the Butcher Travel to basically join the fight if the fight breaks out somewhere. Or Conversely, there's a heartbeat finish. Or conversely, he could basically blink around the map and then save the boot travel as a defensive measure against any backdoor attempts coming out from Link. And you could be sure that he's definitely looking and thinking about that. Profit almost, max out. You could still sell the Hand of Midas. He's got no boot. That's definitely a late game extension of the Asuna build. No boots, because boots take up slots. You got none of that. No time for slots. Doom's been having an item in his thing for a long time now. I have no idea what exactly that is. And let's see if Scourge can make this final push. They've been trying for the last 10-15 minutes now. Really can't get the final push in. Well, swap. Oh, everybody silenced up. Can he get Doom? No, he gets silenced. He's still okay. Now they're gonna focus down on the Venge. Venge is not the person you want to focus on. Vendo definitely is. And now all the ultimate's gone. Frost Freezing Field gets swapped up. That's just kind of a joke. Just a little bit slow, but well, there goes your Venomancer. Again, Venomancer wasn't even a big part of that push last time, but the focus here is pretty good from the Sentinel. The range damage is decent. They're not really getting pushed in. Crystal Maiden now going on top lane here, or mid lane, to slow things down. And in fact, Night Stalker's thinking about some chases, and you really can't turn around to focus on the Night Stalkers because dude's got Vlads and an Assault Cuirass. Here comes the Anti-Mage. Where's the Mantis? Where's the BKB? He pops the BKB, gets doomed. They're not gonna focus on Bowsum again. Bowsum still alive right now. Still alive. Finally, he's gonna die. Mantis is gonna get used, and now he walks back out, but he gets Nova. Where's the Magic Missile? There it is, and they're gonna get that kill. I think, yeah, they are. And Doombringer really can't do too much. Doombringer's on the run, and and he bashes. Oh, big swap backwards. He's gonna try to run this way, and well, he's actually juking the team right now. His fire is gonna be running out very, very soon, and the Radiance is burning him away. There's a buyback coming from Link. Link, no, not rejoining team fight at all. What do he swap? Any swap? No swap just yet. And I mean, they got the Doom kill, but it took so much, and he buys back. They got the Doom kill, but they wasted so much time instead of pushing the Raxes that I'm not really sure whether that Doom kill is even profitable for them. I mean, they definitely got gold experience. That's cool, but yeah, they may have been able to get a Rax if they weren't chasing so aggressively. But Doom kills the Doom kill, and here comes the Anti-Mage. BKB is on cooldown, I think, for a couple more seconds. It should be cooling down very, very soon, though. Mental is going to get used right now, and Vengeful Spirit, not really too sure exactly who is looking for the swap. I still think that Prophet is the easiest target, considering that he's got no HP. I say that he's got 2100 HP, but it's really not that much HP. Looking for a Shackle. No Shackle just yet. Magic Missile on the Windrunner, trying to focus him down. He's got the Windrunner. He will pop it. No, he gets swapped back in. He's really in trouble. Where's the Mono Voice? Still juking the Anti-Mage back and forth, and they lose the Venge. Venge dying again. It's a big deal. They lose a ton of damage output. You can see that AM is just focusing on this Rex, and he is going to get the Rex. Dagon's going to go one on Illusions, and these Illusions actually doing a ton of work as well. Glyph goes out, and the Weaver in trouble. He does have the cheese left. Ramage, my friend. You still got it. You could use the Venomancer's back in the fight, dropping a huge ultimate. Still no cheese being used, and they are going to get 2 sets of Rax. I think Anti-Mage is already focusing on the mid lane, bidding up, slowing him down a little bit. And where's the bot lane of Rax? Nobody getting it just yet. Venomancer is going to die. Anti-Mage now blinking to the top, thinking about trying to get that Rax. Oh, he's gonna get silenced, I think. Where's the bash coming out? He blinks back in, just kiting back and forth. There's a slow, there's a silence. You gotta man-fight this speed. He has a lot of mischance because, no, he does not have mischance because of MKB. True Strike is turned on. He's thinking about going back to the mid lane to get some more Raxes. Meanwhile, on the bot lane here, oh, Weaver, he's still, oh, left from Maj activation. Gonna be fine. It's gonna be focusing on the Rax. There's a teleportation, and that's gonna be on the Crystal Maiden. Come on. You could beat a CM. You could focus on the Rax. Anti-Mage still thinking about it. Is he blinking back in? He's blinking back in, focusing on the Rax. One more hit. They do get the hit. BKB's activated, and he's going to try to TP out. Will he make it? No bash. The silence go. The Hex on the last second. They will get it, but meanwhile, Weaver on the backline trying to get, he does get the final Rax. And through a series of guerrilla tactics, Scourge has got the Mega Rax. And now we sit back, take a sip of water, drink some coffee, put on your Cuban cigar. The game gets easy. Well, easier. The game never gets easy. Game was hard. Game is hard. But now you could just, take it easily from the enemy jungle. Make sure everybody and their mother have buybacks. Let's check out how we're doing, right? Lich, Weaver have buyback. Lich has 3k7. Alright, he has buyback. Vagina, he has buyback. Weaver, he's got buyback. Boom Shakalaka, no buyback, but he'll work on it eventually. And well, don't think you need Ogre Club. You need the buyback more. Venomancer, no buyback either. So aside from the supports, everybody has buyback. And in fact, this is going to be the Hail Mary push coming out here from Nortic Esports. Let's see if they can make something done. Nisha's Prophet is going to be defending against this. And MP right now sells his Dagon, saying, man, the item was good like 20 minutes ago. I need some lifesteal now. I need to go toe-to-toe against these guys. And well, lifesteal is a way to start. And let's see how good these defenses are. I think at this point you can afford to give up this particular Rex. It doesn't matter too much, and these guys are having the correct idea. You need to defend the throne. Don't swap too aggressively. Just defend, because eventually the creeps are going to be gaining on them. So we do have a teleport from the Weaver. They are going to lose the 2 racks basically for free. And now these guys are rolling up top. You cannot allow them to take that one for free. And now Stalker with the double damage just working on it. My goodness, these racks are just melting like cheeses. Yep, the swap goes on against the Windrunner. Magic Missile goes on as well. The Windrunner not really doing too much. Where's the Anti-Mage? Anti-Mage still that Chain Frost is going to be bouncing left and right. The Venomancer ult drops as well. And they're going to be focused. It's going to be a counter Mega Creeps here as we have Link. The Glyph finally gets forced back out. And where's the... Oh, he's going to try to go in the Windrunner. There's no detection right now. Link packs out back out of the invisibility. Magic Missile is going to hit on Link. The Shackle Shot's going to hit on the Vengeful Spirit and against the Anti-Mage. And the counter Mega Creeps comes out against Nortic, or against TS. Blinks forward, trying to get a kill on the Windrunner. Windrunner pops a mech, trying to juke a lot of time. They are going to get the kill on the Windrunner, but who has the advantage now? Both teams has a lot more buildings left in their base, so both teams not really doing enough structural damage. It is, again, comes back to buyback. It comes back to global mobility. And I think in a game like this, it gotta favors the Nature's Prophet because he has a global TP. He could start to be backing dooring or start pushing out the equilibrium. But both sides with Mega Creeps now. Well, I guess we're back on parity, but Skirmish says, man, we're gonna go for the win right now. There is a Windrunner death for 70 seconds. Unless the Sentinel can make this defense for 70 seconds, so I'm not really sure whether they can. Here we go. They definitely need that second Hex. Bowsum's gonna have to go in the front line and start tanking. Let's check out on buyback. Lucifer has got buyback. Bowsum's got buyback. Nature's Prophet, he's got buyback as well. And meanwhile, the last person is gonna be on Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden obviously does not have buyback, so why am I even looking at her? Well, she's cute. She's got Hex. My goodness, Crystal Maiden has the mother effing Hex. And the slow siege is coming in right now. I like the fact that these guys are not bum rushing anything, just slow siege it. Work on those towers. Doom's gonna be coming in right now. Magic Missile gonna go. They're gonna focus on Avenge. Avenge is still very tanky. Pops that Magic Wand. Still okay for now right now. Wrath of Nature doing a little bit of damage. You can see that Weaver just chopping in, poking in for a little bit of extra damage. It's gonna be okay as well. Pipe get activated. I think a little bit too soon really. You want to save that pipe either if you're walking up on the high ground, which they already did, or use it when you're getting initiated on. The swap goes back in. I'm not too sure who he are. Force the detection. They're gonna focus here on Link. Link's still okay. Link's gonna be dead, but so they do lose Avenge. And Link, does he have buyback? No buyback just yet. And there's a Doom on AM. AM's on the run, and this Doom is just so tanky on the front line. He hasn't actually got any item for the last moment, but that was the mouse tree doing a ton of right click as well. There's a Ghost Scepter being used, and now Doom is gonna go down, but Doom's got buyback, so no big deal. He will buy back right now. Weaver's focusing on Bowsum. Bowsum's still okay. Vlad's and AC just making him so tanky right now. I'm getting so much frame lag. So okay for now. Bowsum's still alive. It's still alive. Life stealing back in. Life steal. Bash. The cheese gets used. He finally dies, but he's got to buy back, right? He does have to buy back. They hex him up. He's okay for now. And now Windrun's back. And Anti-Mage, did he buy back? I think he did. But I do. Oh, what a shackle! They are going to get the kill on the Lich for sure. And now the Stomp goes on. Anti-Mage is going to get bashed. No, he blinks back out. Still okay, but they're chasing for more. It's Night Stalker. 50% slow goes on everybody. Alex will give up his life for the greater good. But there's only 3 heroes alive now for the Scourge team. I think Sentinel is thinking about ending this. Man, these base defenses are just so good coming out from the Sentinel. They got the buybacks, they got the shackle shots, and more importantly, they got the balls to run that in. And it helps when you have things like Shivas and Playmail, but you gotta keep in mind that this Doom has not picked up an item in the longest time. Also, it helps when your Rylai has a mother effing Scythe device. That makes it 3 Scythe on the Sentinel team, or on this Sentinel team. And now they're gonna try to get this Aegis. Aegis and Cheese is cute, and they are gonna get the Aegis and Cheese. They are gonna drop the Vanguard. Alright, Aegis goes on the AM, and Cheese goes on the Weaver. Again, they're okay for now. They're okay. Like, both team is somewhat okay. The Sentinel's definitely losing a little bit more buildings, because the more pushes is happening. And Scourge are defending, but one team fight. If they lose one team fight right now, Scourge, they're gonna lose the game. And they get silenced. And they're focus on the Vengeful Spirit down to about half HP, not focusing on him just yet. And now the Anti-Mage is chasing left and right. BKB, is that BKB? No, that's a Hex on him though, and that's a Doom on him. He is dead. No left for Maj. And now does he have buyback? The Shackle Shot again. 2 hero Shackle Shots. AM's dead. He's got the Aegis. The Lich is on the run, but Lich is gonna be dead very soon as well. Vengeful Spirit is gonna get focused. He's gonna get bashed. He also dies. Lich is gonna get right click down on so on. And do you believe into Sentinel. Nortic Esports is gonna have to come back with the Sentry against Mega Creep. Silent goes on AM. Just forget about AM. Just go for the throw. No, they want AM dead, and they are gonna get AM dead. Power shot, shackle shot. That's gotta be it. Are there any buybacks? No buyback. Low comes out from Link. Hell Hitler. I'm not sure the hell that's about, but they're definitely gonna get this game, and GG gets called. Wow, what a mother effing comeback victory. We're gonna get the end score menu for you guys right now, and wow. Well, are we ever gonna get this end score? There you go. Let's look at the creep stats. Let's look at how we need a shackle shot check, because Ace's Plastic is gotta be one of the most historical win-run perform. I have not seen him miss too many shackle shots that matter, right? He hit too many shackle shots time and time after again. I really think that Scourge aggressively bought back for way too much. They should have just realized once they got the Mega Creeps, all they had to do is sit and defend. But during that time where they pushed in and just didn't have enough buyback, they had in trouble. Also, you can see the fact that late game Scythe of Ice really projects your supports into basically carries. Standard, you know, Windrunner as well as Prophet as Crystal Maiden, you don't expect them to really carry late game, but they can now carry a Weaver and Anti-Mage if you have enough hexes, and that's what we learned this game. So hope you guys enjoy this 400 commentary. Mega Creeps versus Mega Creeps, and the team with Mega Creeps won. See what I did there? Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be casting a little bit more pub replay soon. Of course, I'm going to be focusing on TI3 broadcast, as it is happening very soon now. So I'm very excited for that. And I hope you guys do continue to support my YouTube channel as well as my content everywhere else. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, this is Luminous signing off. GG guys.